So you want to start a virtual assistant business, but you don't want to spend a lot of money doing so? I'm going to show you how to start a virtual assistant business with $100 or less. Actually, in this video, I'll share with you how you can literally start a VA business for less than $10. Let's get to it. You might not know me yet. My name's Abbey Ashley. I'm the CEO and founder of The Virtual Savvy. We train virtual assistants to start, grow, and scale their own at-home business entirely from scratch. So if you have no money, if you need money, this is the place to be because that's what we're showing you how to do here on this channel. Now, one of the things we love to do here is give you free resources. So if you haven't already checked out our free Become a Booked Out Virtual Assistant training, you have to do so. You can go right here, thevirtualsavvy.com/BBO. In this video, I teach you my top secrets for finding VA clients fast. These are my top tips. It's how I started my virtual assistant business, how I was able to sell out my own services, and how hundreds of students have done the same thing literally by just watching this free training. So make sure once you're done watching this YouTube video that you go and access the free training. It's about 60 minutes long, but you will not regret it. I understand what it's like to want to start your own side hustle, but not have a lot of money to put down in order to get it up and running. When I started my VA business, we were living in a basement apartment in Northern Virginia, a very expensive place to live, not making a whole lot of money, and my husband and I had just decided, because I was pregnant with our second child, that I would become a stay-at-home mom. So we literally cut our income in half, didn't fully know how we were gonna make it, and I felt that weight of responsibility of I still want to make an income, but the income I was previously making literally wouldn't be enough to pay for daycare for 2 kids. So I had to think of something else, plus I wanted to be at home with my kids. So we started brainstorming, and a friend suggested virtual assistants to me. That night I scoured the internet. There definitely weren't as many resources as there are now back in 2015. Definitely wasn't this YouTube channel, so I didn't have quite the resources, but what I did find, I was able to scrape together, and I did have a marketing background, so I thought, I think I really can make this work. The next day I literally started calling myself a virtual assistant and was able to sell out my services fairly quickly. And so what I'm gonna share with you now are some of those free tools that I personally used in order to get started in my own business. And honestly, before I even share the tools with you, I want to express this is one of the reasons why I love virtual assistants. Like, seriously, guys. If you haven't been able to tell already, I'm obsessed with virtual assistants. And the reason why is because it's such a low overhead business to start. If you think a virtual assistant compared to almost any other type of business that's out there, starting your own store, starting to sell things on Etsy, you're gonna need supplies, starting an e-commerce store, you're gonna need like to build your website and have all of the supplies, the products that you're gonna be selling. To start almost any kind of business, you're gonna need inventory, or there's going to be a pretty large amount of startup costs associated with it, and that's just not true for virtual assistants, which we all love, right? So that was one of the many things that drew me to virtual assistants, and one of the things that I am constantly sharing with other people when they say, I wanna make money, but I don't have a lot of money currently to get started. I'm always like, virtual assistants, virtual assistants. So let's go ahead and dive in. These are the 6 tools that you can use in order to get your virtual assistant business up and running for very, very low price, less than $100. In fact, less than 10. The first thing you're going to want to do is decide on your services, which will cost you $0. The great thing is we have this free resource right here. You're actually watching it currently. This YouTube channel not only has videos on how to choose your services, but how to price and package those services and how to put them into a portfolio. So literally just by using the free resources right here on this website, you can do this very first step, which is deciding on your VA services, putting them into packages and pricing. I would check out the videos below. I'll put them in the description. So you have everything you need to do this very first step, literally for no money. Step number 2 is to brand your business, which also will cost $0. So one of the best tools that I recommend for new virtual assistants is Canva. If you haven't used Canva already, they have a free version of the program, which is incredible. I personally do pay for Canva because I like the advanced services, but you don't need to pay for it, especially in your beginning days as a VA. You can use just the free aspects of the tool, but even if you did pay for it, it would still definitely qualify for under the $100 mark, especially on their monthly plan. So Canva is an incredible tool. You can use it to create create a logo, you can use it to create a branding board for your business, and you can use it to create a portfolio for your business. And all of these can be done through this simple tool. Even if you're not a graphic designer, Canva makes it really easy to have a beautiful brand. So it's a free tool that I highly recommend to all new VAs. Step number 3, you want to purchase your domain name. So yes, we've gotten to the point where you actually have to put money down. However, it's not a lot of money. So normally a domain name is going to cost you $10 or less. In fact, if your domain costs more than $10, I suggest going with a different domain. If you go out and you're like, I found the perfect domain, and you look, there are literally domains out there for $50,000. Like, why someone would spend that much on a domain name, I can't even comprehend. But hey, you do you. But don't do that, because that's a terrible use of your money. You can think of a different name, right? Get creative. It's literally, sometimes I will find a domain name that I think is perfect, and I'm just like, this is it. This is my domain name, and it costs thousands of dollars. So I'll just put the word the. So instead of like vadesk.com, I'll put thevadesk.com, and boom, it'll be way less. So there's like little tricks that you can do to get a cheaper domain name if the one that you've found is really expensive. But I would recommend actually purchasing your domain name. And again, I use namecheap.com. I've been very happy with their services. I've been using them for years. So I would recommend going on Namecheap, doing a little search of the name that you've chosen, and deciding on your domain name and going ahead and purchasing it. Now, I want to have a little bit of a disclaimer. Even though you're getting your domain name, I don't necessarily believe that you need to right away set up a website. Go ahead and purchase that domain name so it's purchased, it's secure, you own it, but we'll talk about what to do with it a little later. Have you already decided on your business name or grabbed your domain? If so, drop it below. I want to hear what it is. I love hearing people's creativity when coming up with their business and domain names. Step number 4, you're going to want to set up a client management and invoicing system. And again, this can cost you $0. It's really important to have a place that you're going to manage your client work, you're going to manage your prospective clients, and that you're going to invoice your clients once they have agreed to work with you, right? And so my top tool for doing this is Dubsado. I really love Dubsado, and one of the things I love about them is that your first 3 clients are free. So literally, until you have your 4th paying client, you don't have to pay for Dubsado. Like, it's that like, we don't make money until you're making money thing, which I just think is a beautiful business model. So I highly suggest Dubsado. You can use it for organizing your client work. You can use it for invoicing. You can use it for prospective client outreach and organization. And if you do want to pay for it, they do have plans starting as cheap as $20 a month. But again, let's use those free tools while we can. And until you have a paying client, maybe don't go to the paid version. Step number 5 is to set up your Facebook and Instagram accounts. And again, this costs $0. It is free to set up those social media accounts, so I would recommend doing so on Facebook. In Facebook, you're going to set up a Facebook business page. I recommend doing this sooner the better. This is going to be where you can tell about your business, you can have your logo on there, you can share your services, and in all honesty, I recommend having this be your website in the very beginning days. Now, some people will disagree with me, and that's fine. You, again, you do you, but my recommendation is to actually start with a Facebook page as opposed to a website. Here's why. One of our core values here at the Virtual Savvy is action over perfection. One of the things that I have seen over and over from training thousands of students is that we tend to get really focused on our website and getting it perfect. And sometimes we will start a website, we will work on it for months and months and never get it really perfect, and we don't feel like we can start talking to people about our business until our website is ready. And it drives me crazy, because I'm like, no, just go out, just get out there, start telling people, get the word out. And the website almost becomes this thing that is an excuse to hold us back. And so that's why I definitely believe you should have a website. I think all businesses should have a website. Don't go spreading the news that Abby doesn't believe in websites. No, of course I do. It's just a timing thing. I would rather you get your first client with those one-to-one connections, set up a quick Facebook page so you do have the ability to send somebody somewhere. You can even have your domain name direct to your Facebook page if you want in the very beginning. And so that way you have a place that people can see, okay, here's her business, here it's legit. However, let's go ahead and do a website once you have a paying client, right? Either you already have some income coming in, so you have a little bit of margin and breathing room to spend time on that website, or you can use the money you make from your business to actually pay for somebody else to do your website if you're not a web designer yourself. So that's my recommendation. So setting up your Facebook business page, super important, and also grabbing your Instagram handles. You may not want to be on Instagram, and so I'm not even saying that you need to go start creating content on Instagram, but I do think it's a good idea just to go ahead and grab that handle again, just so somebody else doesn't take it, right? So go ahead and grab your social handles, make sure you make that Facebook business page, and again, this will cost you $0. All right, we've made it to step number 6, and I think you're gonna like this one. It is to get clients. Yay! There are so many free ways to get clients. You don't need to pay for leads. You don't need to pay to be in expensive masterminds to teach you how to get clients. Literally, you can go out and start getting clients today using the free training that we've created. It's thevirtualsavvy.com/BBO. It's our step-by-step training that teaches you exactly where to go to start getting clients, and all the tactics that we teach you inside of this training, yes, are also free. So you'll want to be sure to check it out. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the grand total. We are, less than $100 to start your own virtual assistant business. Literally, the only thing I would recommend going ahead and purchasing right away would be that domain name, and then that way you can go out and at least start marketing your business. There are, of course, going to be other expenses down the line that you'll probably want to invest in. A website, you'll definitely want to contract once somebody says, yes, I want to work with you. There are future things that you'll need, but as far as getting your business set up, getting started, and being able to market, boom, you literally can get your business started for less than $10. So let me know below, what's your favorite thing about this video? Is there something that I taught you today that you didn't know before? I would love to hear from you. And I would also love to know what other type of content you'd love to see on our YouTube channel. We are always responding to your comments. We look at every single one of them. And so we want to hear from you. What would you like for me to teach you next? Let me know in the comments. All right, and you know how we like to end it here. Let's beatbox it out. Let's go.